Hello, everybody. Here from a cold Johannesburg. Um, Warm and loving greetings to all the family members that are gathered here today. It will be too long to mention all the family members because we are quite a huge family, including the in-laws, brothers and sisters, and in-laws, and friends and colleagues to celebrate the 60th birthday of Karen and Sharon. Yes, indeed, they've reached a milestone, seeing that they are the youngest of siblings of 10, one which passed away, um, Diana, and they just come after Diana. The twins were born in retreat at some hospital. I can't remember now. My mother would know best which hospital it was. And they were born at a time when we were just were about to relocate from a retreat to Pokmakiri, which is a family home now. During the apartheid days, um, like all colored and black people, were forcefully removed from to make space for the so-called white areas, and we lived in Claremont in Vineyard Road, where the Vineyard Hotel and Vineyard Mall now stands. We just had a home there, staying with my father's two aunts. And there it was also a huge family staying there, everybody staying together. Um, the twins were born in retreat, as I've said, and Karen was named after one of the nursing sisters at the hospital. Can't remember which hospital. Um, um, but we prefer to call her Karen because Karen and Sharon rhymes better, and that's what we always call them. But Karen, I don't know for what reason because it's her formal name, she calls herself Gudrun and would prefer other people to call her Gudrun. Um, as they were the youngest of the siblings, uh, they were more privileged, or at least more favored than the others, because they were the youngest. The youngest are always in a favorable position. Now, if you looked at that picture, or the portrait at least, that's the only painted portrait that we have in the family of any sibling. If you look at that portrait, it has a story of itself. My father had it made when a salesman came knocking on the door um, to look for customers to have a portrait done. So he had it made without the knowledge of my mother, but that's a long story. That's a long history behind it. But I would assume now he did it because also my father was a twin himself, and he also wanted to um, um, have known in the family that he was a twin and his brother had passed on. So that is a bit of history. And if you look at the portrait, the twins' hair, it was nicely done. It was done by myself. The dresses, I can't remember. It's vintage dresses. It was either Aunt Elaine that made the dresses, or Auntie, I can't remember now, but Uncle Leslie, it's my mother's brother's wife, who made the dress, but mother would know better. Now, as to the cutting of hair, I cut all the girls' hair, and the hair used to come out skew as everything, especially the fringes. Um, I just wanted to make them look nice. Um, because I'm the eldest, and there's a lot of responsibility on me as well, to make them also look nice. Coming back to the twins, as I said, they were born, but they were not born identical. Um, Identical because one was born, Sharon was born 1 minute before Karen, therefore Sharon being the eldest. And as young as they were then, you couldn't distinguish between the two of them. But as they grew older, you could then distinguish between the two of them just in terms of their personalities and their characters. And they were also very fortunate in a sense that when they went to school, they went to St. Raphael School, and by then all the sisters had been to St. Raphael's, so everybody knew us, and they only expected the best of the twins, because all of us excelled in our work that we did. They then went to Garlandale High School, and Garlandale High School at that stage had just recently been opened as a new school. They then later went to UWC, that's University of Western Cape, where they both did a Bachelor of Arts degree in education. And that's the only degree that you could get in education. In education, if you wanted to continue studies, because it's easier to get a degree. As to Rosalind, just comparing to Rosalind, I can't remember how Rosalind got a bursary because she did law. They both passed their BAs, but their paths diverged in terms of careers. Karen was fortunate that she got a teaching job, which she still has today. And Sharon was rather a bit unfortunate that she did not get a teaching post, and but she's also fortunate that the career that she'd chosen, the job that she's chosen, she excelled very well, because I always consult her on medical issues at the place that she works, and she's very knowledgeable about these issues, and can help us help, and especially with regard to my mother's medical issues, bills, and so on. As a family of as a family staying in Bokmakeri, we were all involved in some more, some less, involved in the struggle against apartheid. And the twins were part of the Bokmakeri, what we call the Bokmakeri, Bridgetown, Q-Town, Silvertown, it's BBSK, Q-Town Association, and they were part of the youth group. And unfortunately, I don't have that picture. That time they used other sorts of technology to I can't remember now a technology to take pictures. Um, I've got that picture where they are in performing a play and also attending meetings in the workers' club. It was quite a nice experience as young as they were then, a nice experience being involved in activism. Um, in activism, and they also know quite a lot of people, quite a lot of people who've been active in those days, um, and those people also know them. Um, Sharon actually, in 1994, at the first democratic elections, Sharon was part of the campaign team that campaigned for the election of Dala Umar in the Dala Umar region. And that is quite an achievement, quite an achievement, and also historical being part of the first elections, being directly there. Um, it was actually through our activism and through politics that Karen met Craig, who's the father of Lennon and Robin. And yeah, and he was also sort of became a family member, um, a family member, and yeah, let me just say, and Sharon met Garfield, who's her ex-husband now, um, through the work that she was doing. So their paths in that way also diverged in terms of the partners whom they chose. Um, and Lejean, if my memory serves me correctly, is one of the youngest of the grandchildren. Um, and what I have to say, sometimes we don't want to go into much detail about people's about the lives of people or family members, particularly on an occasion like that. But that could be discussed another time. But let me just say that they are very protective about their children, love them very much. Um, and now Sharon is a single parent and looking after Jean herself. And in many ways, Karen was also fortunate in the partners that she chose, who looked after her and also her children. Um, like I said, we are six sisters, and we have very, very, very strong opinions and views about issues, about the world, etc., and so on. So there are many um, challenges that we have that we don't see eye to eye on issues, but that is easily overcome after a while because we're all strong-willed personalities, some more than others. Um, and whilst as just going back a little bit, just in terms of personalities and character, well, Sharon is always the calm one, the calm one, and Karen, the more sort of emotional ones. I don't know if the right words to use there in terms of their own personalities, but they know what I'm talking about. And they're very, very close to each other. Um, Um, and yeah, and being the youngest, they look very, very good for their age, being 60 years. And one is not surprised that the theme that they chose for their 60th birthday of the 70s and 80s, which means groovy, etc., and so on. In actual fact, when I send pictures to my friends who know them from the activism days, they said, "Oh my gosh, they look so young. They are groovy, they are cool. They only have such pleasant things to say about the age and the way that they look." So I'm hoping that unlike some of us, we our children tell us dress your age. The Rajan, Robin and Eden are not telling their mothers to dress their age. With shorts and mini skirts and high heels, etc. and so on. I suppose, yeah, one has to enjoy life. Yeah, your life while you can. It's very short. So enjoy it in whichever way you can. Um, in a milestone indeed for the Nyman family that you've reached the age of 60. And and from us here in Johannesburg, we send you loving greetings, and also that you enjoy yourself and you celebrate your life. You celebrate your 60th birthday being groovy, and that everybody will join in the dancing. Unfortunately, I won't be there to enjoy the dancing, etc. Yeah, but I'm there with you in spirit. So, um, well, empty glass. Well, at least my cup of tea. Yes to your, yes to cheers. To your 60th anniversary, 60th birthday. Cheers and chin up. And goodbye. See ya.